Everybody loves the American campfire. Don't you hear it calling your name? Everybody loves the American campfire.
I don't know about you people, but I got the spirit of the wild. Spirit of the wild. I got the spirit of the wild inside of me. Welcome back to the Spirit Campfire. You know, my life is not just a Real America Voice technological Spirit Campfire. Look at these broadheads. Got an old Bear Razorhead. I got a Steel Force. I got a Schwecker, Levi Morgan Schwecker. And I also have a target point. So once again, I will cleanse my soul. And as treacherous as the world is around us, as vile and corrupt and evil as Uncle Sam and his gang of thieves are, I will now cleanse my soul. And right here, the world happens to be absolutely perfect. Oh, baby! I should invest in garlic and butter because the amount of garlic and butter that the Nugent family celebrate every October, November, December, January, and February, because the deer season in Texas goes right till March. Say hallelujah. But anyhow, welcome back to the Spirit Campfire, where it is a conservation celebration. You know, I've never defended hunting. I've never defended the Second Amendment. Why would you want to defend perfection? Balancing the herds and dining on the ultimate healthy, natural, organic, renewable, delicious diet of wild game, I promote it and celebrate it. I promote the Second Amendment. It's perfect. No man can go, by the way, Ted, here's a couple of areas you don't have a Second Amendment. Oh, eat. It just fricassee you. No man has any say-so in my God-given rights. I get to keep and bear arms while I'm alive on planet Earth. Just like my First Amendment, it's good wherever I may roam. So let's celebrate that I have got the American backstrap dream down. I got a hero of 9/11 that has a scent company. I don't know how they live with all the stink in their garage, but he makes buck lure. It's a guy. Steve Casilla. Steve, thank you. We have the Ted Nugent Gonzo Juice. I've killed 24 does with my bow and arrow. My Matthews bow is like the projectile management laser beam of venison. But anyhow, go to, I guess you go to signal11lures.com. The guy makes this at home. It's unbelievable. I had deer 360 degrees around me, and I smell like death. I mean, wherever I go, it's like vultures follow me because they know something's going to die any minute now. So I'm a reasoning predator. I actually buy licenses, and I have a bag limit and a season based on the sustained yield population dynamics of given game, whether it's small game, waterfowl, fish, big game. And we only take the surplus so that during the depth of winter, when all that nutrition is not available during winter, that the remaining herd that we did not harvest will sustain that species. So next spring, they will once again produce fawns and cubs and fingerlings and poults and chicks. Why has this statement never been made in a school in America? Because they're anti-hunting punks in the education system. And if somebody has talked about real wildlife conservation, I love you, but it's so rare. I don't even think it exists. But we have Congressman Tom Tiffany from the great state of Wisconsin, the #1 hunting state, along with Michigan and Pennsylvania. We're all #1 at some time. But Congressman Tom Tiffany, I buy licenses and I only harvest the surplus. Do wolves buy licenses and do they stop killing when they've only taken the surplus? I don't hear Tom.
I think
there he is. I got you.
I think we ran out of licenses for wolves. I don't see them carrying them anymore. Hey, I do want to comment in regards to schools, though. We got some schools here in northern Wisconsin that got terrific marksmanship, not just classes, but teams up here. And they are out there every spring competing against each other. There's hope for America, Ted.
But, Tom, every state does have shooting opportunities in the schools. When I was growing up, I'm sure, I don't know how old you are, I'm 76, but everybody had a gun during the hunting season. We kept them in the lockers at school. We had them in the back of our trucks, in our trunk, and we had guns and ammo, unlimited access to firepower, and there's no such thing as a school shooting. So yes, there are shooting programs for skeet and trap and marksmanship and safe gun handling, but I don't think there's any real conservation. And my point is about the wolf. The wolf is not endangered. It hasn't been endangered in over 20 years. It's one of the greatest success stories where we protected the wolf from the annihilation to save wildlife, to save livestock, to have safe communities. We don't want wolves where kids are waiting at the bus stop. But now they have come back. But the liberal anti-hunting agenda of most of our government is protecting the wolves. We're still spending millions of dollars studying the wolves. It's like we don't know something about wolves. But we're not allowed to hunt them in those states where they're overpopulated, destroying wildlife, destroying livestock. And once again, they're in the liability column. If we had a season and they were properly and honestly delisted from the endangered or protected list, then we would have wolves in the asset column. We would only shoot the surplus so that there would still be gazillions of dollars of conservation revenues generated. What do we need to do to get the wolf in the asset column as a regulated game animal instead of just a waste of tax dollars and a dangerous overpopulation?
We start by having the U.S. Senate pass the bill that I authored in the House of Representatives that delists the wolf. And we sent that to the Senate, and they have refused to take it up. The main thing that it does is it returns management of wolves to the states. Let's let them manage their wolf population, as we in Wisconsin have successfully over 4 wolf hunts over the course of about the last decade. We've proven that we can manage the wolf. And then you do not allow judicial review because you've got some harebrained judge on either the East or West Coast that understands nothing about wildlife management. By the way, a remedial class for judges in the federal system might be a good thing in regards to wildlife management, Ted. And so they just overturn it and we go back to square one. We start all over again. So we eliminate judicial review. Let's have management by the states. We believe the wolf belongs on the landscape, but like every other wildlife species, they should be managed, right?
Yeah, well, Tom, I got to tell you, I work in all 50 states because all 50 states are shackled by anti-hunting laws, and you're being a little too kind and generous when you say they don't know anything about wildlife management. They're just anti-hunting. Most of the people in positions of power in our court system and in our government, they just don't like the rugged individual self-sufficiency, independence of the hunting family lifestyle. So would you recommend, as I have forever, that the sportsmen and the real conservationists around the nation, in Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Minnesota is overrun with wolves. There's guys that go hunting now, they don't see any deer. My buddy in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, he drags roads on 300 acres, hasn't seen one deer track, but sees wolves track every day, bear tracks every day. Would you recommend that people who want balanced, healthy, thriving wildlife in the asset column, like the deer, like the moose, like the elk, like the pronghorn antelope, like the geese, more bear, more cougar, more geese, more turkey than in recorded history because we hunt them and they're valuable? Would you recommend that people become more vocal and activist and they communicate with their elected employees to get the wolf delisted and back in the asset column as a big game animal?
Yes, absolutely. But Ted, it should be heartening to you, especially over the last year. People are tired of it. You mentioned the Upper Peninsula of Michigan and northern Minnesota. Well, we're right between those two states, and there are neighbors here in northern Wisconsin. They're all talking about it. They are fed up. They're tired of it, and they are getting motivated at this point, saying there's got something that's got to be done differently, and that is we need elected officials that are going to actually live up to that North American model of wildlife management, right? Where you take the excess, as you have been saying. That is what we need. And there's an excess of wolves. And to highlight it, we have now seen in Wisconsin in the last year 3 different instances where people have had to take defensive action against wolves and dispatch that wolf. This is something we've been warning about, that there is a problem with too many wolves on the landscape. They're exceeding their carrying capacity. They are no longer endangered, but now they're starting to threaten people. I mean, a wolf went right into a duck blind of a young man here in a neighboring community where I live, 14-year-old. He had to dispatch the wolf. He had no choice. 3 times now. Last year.
Well, Tom, number one, thank you for standing up for real conservation, the wise use, the respect, the reverence for balance in the wild. The hunting, fishing, trapping tradition is all about respecting the wildlife balance, and that's what we've been doing. That's why there's more deer than ever. There's more deer in my freezer than ever. So, Tom, thank you for staying on the front lines of this, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful hunting season in Wisconsin. I have a great relationship. The Fred Bear song has been the #1 song in Wisconsin for the last 35 years, and I've got a lot of blood brothers up there. So, Tom, God bless, Godspeed, continue raising hell, and let's put the wolf in the asset column. And another thing that Tom has brought up here is the wolf is now attacking people because if you don't hunt them, which is the right thing to do in a balanced, regulated way, then they lose their fear of people, and now they're a threat to human life. So everybody go to hunternation.org and make sure that you're voting God, family, country, constitution, conservation, law, and order. My name is Ted Nugent. This is the Spirit Campfire, and I'm high on the spirit of the wild. I'll see you next week. Have a great, great fall.